නමස්කාර වේවා බුදුරුවනට සැමදා බුදු හිමි සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා ධම්රුවනට සැමදා සදහම් සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා සංඝරුවනට සැමදා මහා සංඝ සරණ යමි. නමස්කාර වේවා තුනුරුවනට සැමදා තිසරණ සරණ යමි. සාදු සාදු සාදු. First of all, may my homage be to my great teacher, our Kalyana Mitra, Pinwat Loku Swamin Wahanse. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear devotees, today this special Dhamma sermon is conducted in English language. So, the Dhamma sermon is sponsored by Mrs. Nelum Shirani Veerasinghe and Samanali, John, Sonali, Matthews, and Sebastian and Lalana, who reside in Melbourne, Australia. So today we're going to listen to the Buddha's teachings. Today I'm going to discuss with you about a sutta that explains about the reality of our life. Okay? Now, the nature of our mind is we always try to dodge the reality and run away from the reality. Okay? That's the nature. Because normally the reality and the truth is a little bit tough. Okay? That is why they say the truth is bitter. You know? But people don't like to face the bitterness, right? They always like to find the pleasure and find something fancy and to seek something that make them happy. Okay? That's the nature of our mind. So what we do is we run away from the reality and we don't like to think about the reality and we just try to forget it. Okay? It is something like, I would say it's something like you're applying a plaster on a wound, but the wound is not cleaned. Okay? Let's say you have a wound that is not cleaned. Okay? Let's say you have a wound that is uncleaned. Okay? So, when you try to clean the wound, is it painful? Yes. You have to apply surgical spirit, okay? And you have to take a cotton bud or something that you should clean, and you should thoroughly clean. Okay, when you clean it, it's painful. When you apply surgical spirit, it's painful. Okay? When you remove all the dirt and all the scabs inside the wound, then it's painful. Okay? And it will bleed. But that helps you. If you clean it, that helps you. Although it is painful, it will help you, right? It will help you to heal. Okay? And also in the same time, it's something like this. Have you seen the parasitic the plants that grow on the other plants? Okay? They grow on the other plants and they suck the juice inside the plant, and eventually the plant will die. Okay? The Buddha says, when you see such a jungle, let's say a person says such a jungle, a mango garden which filled with parasitic plants. Okay? In each and every tree there are parasites. Okay? So a person who likes to see the betterment and see this mango garden, it's as a nice one, what he does is he goes into the garden and he take a knife, okay, and he cuts down, he chops down every branch that has those parasites. Okay, when you cut them down, the tree get hurt. It looks it doesn't look like nice. Okay, when you chop down the branches, it doesn't look nice. Okay, the tree get hurt, but it helps. Okay, but what if we kept this, let's say, the wound without cleaning, and we apply a plaster on it, and we just mind our business and we do certain day-to-day things? We don't want to think about the wound. Why? Because it is painful when we clean it. Okay, what will happen with the time? The wound get worse. Okay, the wound get worse, even more worse. If you did not clean it, one day you will lose. Let's say the wound was in your leg. One day you may have to lose your leg. Okay, one day, if you did not clean it. Same like that. The nature of our mind is, we don't like to see we don't like to think about the reality. Our mind always try to forget and do not think about, oh, this is negative, this is very hard, this is very difficult, I don't want to think about it. We just forget it and do our own work. Okay? So the Buddha said, no. This is what the Buddha said. Okay? This is what makes the Buddha's teachings differ from all the other, like the normal mind, the normal mindset of a person. Okay? This is what Buddha teach. Get ready to face the reality. Okay? Be strong. Make a strong mind to face the reality. Otherwise, same as the other people, average people, they always fall down. Okay? They always fall down in front of the reality. Okay? Reality and truth is something that we all have to face one day. No matter, it doesn't matter who we think about it or not. Okay? The truth doesn't care that we like it or not. One day we have to face it. One day we have to go through it. Okay? Definitely. For each and every living being on this earth, they have to face the reality. They have to face the truth. That is what Buddha understood. There is a common truth, okay, common reality that every living being goes through on this earth. If they are born to this world, they go through what? They go through old age. Okay? As soon as we are born to this world, what happened to us? We start to age, right? Normally when we see babies, little babies, okay, we don't say them they are getting old. No. We say that they are growing up. Okay? We say that they are growing up. But there is something that word is like a plaster to not to think about that they are getting old. Day by day, second by second, minute by minute. We're getting old. Okay? That's the reality. The Buddha said, this is common for everyone. But people do not like, they don't like to think about that they are getting old. Do you? No. Normally when we are young, we spend a lot of time in front of the mirror. Don't we? Yes. But when the time passes and when we get old, when the wrinkles appear on the face, you know, when one by one our hair strands get gray color, maybe, then it starts to fall off. we start to face the reality of this world. Okay? Then no one likes to go in front of the mirror. When they see mirrors, they run away. Now, it is not something abnormal. That is quite normal. Because that is the reaction of our life, our mind. No one likes to get old. Okay, but that is a reality. Buddha said, if you are born, you will get old. Okay? That is the first reality. Then the next reality, what is it? We have to go through the sickness in our life. Okay? Sickness, getting sick, falling into diseases, it is a common reality, common truth for every living being. Wherever you are born, you will get sick. Okay? Do you think that the gods don't get sick? People think very different, in a very different way about the heaven. Okay? People think that, the gods, they don't get old. The gods, they don't get sick. But the Buddha says, if there is birth, there is sickness. If there is birth, there is old age. So what do you think about the gods? They face all this reality. People think in a very different way about the heaven and the gods, okay? That is the thing. Buddha said, now, for many people, they like to go to heaven. And they like to be born as a god, become a god, try to be a god, okay? But Buddha says, in Buddhism, in Buddha's teachings, Buddha doesn't say that becoming a god is not, it is not the ultimate goal of Buddhism. Okay? Buddha says that if you practice Buddha's teachings, if you practice the sila, samadhi, prajna, just to become a god, you have gone in a wrong path. Okay? Buddhism and Buddha's teachings are to escape from the samsara, the cycle of rebirth. Okay? Buddha's teachings are not to become a god, okay? Even not to become a human, just to escape from this cycle. Because we have become gods and, Brahmas and humans. This is all enough in this sansaric cycle. Okay? This long journey, you're going through all of these phases. We have born into luxurious families and we have born into poor families. So we have gone through all these things. But one thing that we haven't done is we have not made a strong mind to face the reality and understand the reality. That is what Buddha teaches you. Get ready to face reality with a strong mind, by a thorough understanding. Okay? And that is why when we don't think about these realities, what are the realities? We get old, we get sick, we die, we are mortal. Okay? And the people who are around us, okay, loving people, dear people, okay, husband, wife, father, mother, and then brothers and sisters, everyone around us who we think that they are dear to us, okay, we love them. One day, you're going to leave them. Or they are going to leave you. Okay? That is one reality. But when you face this reality, this is one of the most hardest thing for people. What is that? Losing the loved ones. Okay? Losing the loved one is one of the hardest things to do. Right? People find very hard. People fall down. Okay? Some people go insane. They lose their minds because of this loss of loved ones. Okay? So, what do you think? Is there any way to think about and to make our mind strong when we face this reality? That is what I'm going to teach you today. Okay, this sutta's name is called Soka Sallaharana Sutta, removing the arrow of sorrow. Okay, sorrow is like an arrow. Okay, when you get hit by an arrow, okay, it pains, it hurts you, it's painful, right? As long as you keep the arrow, it hurts you. But one day, if we decide to remove this arrow, okay, remove it and apply medicine, okay, do what should be done to this wound, then it gets healed. Okay, and with the time, you will be what? Okay. So this is the sutta about how to remove the arrow of the sorrow. That means, how can we deal, how can we make our mind strong when we face the reality of losing loved ones? Okay. So this happened to a king called Munda. Okay, in the Buddha's time, there lived a king named Munda. Okay, unfortunately, his queen died. Okay, he was loving his queen. Okay, she was the love of his life. Okay, he was doing everything for her. Okay, and she was very dear to him. And unfortunately, she passed away. Okay, now the arrow of sorrow hit the king Munda. Okay, now he is in grief, agony, in a problem, tough time. Okay, you know, we all face such times. Have you ever faced those things? We have to. Okay, if not one day, it will come. Okay, so what happened was he fell into this agony and he was grieving about the loss of her queen, loss of his queen. But this king had a different idea. Okay, now he didn't want to lose his queen. Okay, he needed to see her every day. Although she passed away, he decided, now I want to see her every day. Okay, so he called to his friend who helped her. His name was Piyaka. He was the general of his army. Okay, he asked to the Piyaka and said, Piyaka, now go and bring a casket of oil. Make a casket from iron. Okay, a huge box from iron, and fill it with medicinal oil. Okay, let's put her inside this medicine oil box, and let's preserve the body so that I can come and every day see her. Okay, you know, the king's order is the king's order. Whatever the king says, they have to do. So Piyaka came in, then he did what should be done. Okay? He brought an iron box, big iron casket, okay, and like a coffin maybe. He put oil, medicinal oil inside it, and put the body inside, and made a glass maybe. Okay, they made something glassy to see the body every day. Okay, because kings have powers, you know. They can use their power and do whatever they want. Maybe there was in the history, maybe there was a way to preserve the dead bodies like that. That way, okay, we don't know. So now they preserved the dead body of the queen. Okay. Now what happened? The King Munda, he every day comes to this box of oil, okay, to this casket. And he was sitting near the box and looking at the queen, and he was not doing anything. He was not eating, he was not bathing, he was not attending to the meetings, okay, he was not doing his kingship, no, nothing. Just sitting in front of this box and looking to her and just grieving and crying. Okay, so that is how, that is what happened. Okay, now Piyaka thought, how stupid my king is, right? Now he's not doing anything, right? He's not engaging in this the kingship. Okay, just how he's sitting in front of this box and he's not eating, not having food, not bathing. Okay, he stinks. So what can I do for him to remove the arrow of this sorrow? Okay, that is the arrow, that is the pain. Okay, as long as you keep this arrow inside, the arrow inside your body, it hurts. You'll never be recovered. The wound never get recovered as long as the arrow is there. Somehow we have to remove it. Okay, so for some people with the time, the arrow get removed. Okay, we remove it by ourselves and we just get healed. That is happened to normal people, average people. You know, when someone died, they grieve. Okay, they cry and they fall down. You know, go through this all those stuff, and with the time they will be okay. Okay, but the sky is there. Okay, for everyone it is like that. But for this person, for this king, it is same as some people even for today, right? They cannot forget the people they have lost. One day I was preaching in a monastery, and one lady sent me a question. Okay, we were discussing about the Dhamma, and they sent me a question, and she has mentioned that about the loss of her husband 7 years ago. Okay, but still the arrow is there. It hurts. So when I was giving the advice how to remove the sorrow, okay, how to remove this pain, how to get over this, how to recover, they cry. Okay, they cry. That is the problem. It's okay to cry. I'm not saying that it is not. You should not cry. You should cry. Everyone will cry. When average person will cry, but we should know the limit. Okay, we should know how to make our mind strong and face that hard reality. That is why I said that reality is very bitter, you know. The truth is bitter. So how can we remove that? Now the Piyaka was thinking like, how can I remove this? Okay, how can make my king back to normal? And he was thinking, and then it came to his mind. Then he thought, well, there is a monk who lives in this monastery named Narada. Okay, he's very famous. Okay, he's very famous for his ability to talk to people and realize, give good advice, Dhamma advice to people. Okay, he's very famous and he's very clever in preaching Dhamma. Okay, so maybe if I take my king to this monk, when he will give some advice to him to get over this problem, you know, to recover from this grief. Okay, so then he went to the king and asked for the permission. Well, there's a monk who I think he can help you. Okay, what do you think? Let's go and meet him. Okay, then he said, okay, maybe let's go and meet him. Okay, maybe he can give some advice to get over this grief and, you know, make me get back to normal. He knows, the king knows that he is also suffering, right? He knows, but people know that when they're going through tough times, they know that they are going through tough times, but they don't know how to find the solution. Okay, because you are in the problem. When you are in the problem, it is very difficult to find the solution. Okay, if you need to find a solution, one thing that you can do is just think, how can I give an advice? How should I give an advice to a person who is going through the same situation like me? Let's say you are not in a problem. You are not in that problem. But one of your friends, one of your closest friends, having that problem, and you are to give the advice to that person. How do you give? What do you give? What do you say? You come up with some solutions, right? Just go and go and walk, okay, and think about the reality. Get ready for this. This is the truth. We explain it. That is how we should think about ourselves also. Okay, we have to think from out of the box. When we are in the box, it's very difficult. So this king and Pirkha went to meet Venerable Narada. Okay. Then when after the meeting, then Venerable Narada said this amazing advice. This is one of the biggest things and the best advice and the best thing that we have to think when we go through such times in life. Okay. Although we are now here, like we are normal now, we are fine. Okay, everything is okay in our life. There will be times in the future that we are going to lose our loved ones. At that time, you have to keep this in your mind and remember it to yourself. Okay, that is how we make our mind strong. Okay, so Venerable Narada says this. What is it? Great King, there are 5 things that cannot be had by any ascetic or Brahmin or God or Mara or Brahma or by anyone in this world. There are 5 things no one can have, even though they like to keep it, they like to have it, okay, but they cannot have it. They will never be able to keep it. Okay, there are 5 things. Not by a Mara, not even to the Mara, to a God, okay, to a Brahma, no. Okay, if gods and Brahmas and Maras, they cannot do it, then there's nothing to talk about us, okay. So what are the 5 things? Venerable Narada says that someone liable to old age should not grow old. Okay, we are liable to old age, but do we like it? We don't. But although we don't like it, can we stop it? No, that is impossible. Okay, you cannot stop getting old. That is one reality of this life. When you're going through, when you see someone is going old, okay, when you see yourself going through old age, think to yourself that this is something that I cannot stop. That's unstoppable. Okay, so what I can do is make my mind strong to face that reality. This is the reality. This is what Buddha taught us. Okay, you get old, this is a reality, understand it. The Buddha said that the truth is to be understood very well. People don't like to think about it. People don't like to understand it. People don't like to think it is the truth. We just try to forget it. The more you forget it, the more it will hurt. Okay? Because then all of a sudden the unexpected things happen. Okay? Then the next one is, the Venerable Narada says that someone liable to sickness should not get sick. We are liable to sickness. We don't like to get sick, but we have to go through that. You cannot stop it. That is the reality. No one in this world can escape from sickness. Not even a God, not even a Brahma. Okay? That's the reality. But people think that's what I was thinking. Like people think this, like being born as a God, maybe in the heavenly world is always it is the pleasure and the fancy. No. Where there is birth, there is suffering. Where there is birth, there are problems. Okay. Even the gods, they suffer. Why? Let's say you don't want to become a god to realize about this. Let's say you are born into a luxurious family. Okay, you were born with a silver spoon in your hand. You have everything that you want. Okay. Let's say all of a sudden unfortunately, you were prone to a disease, incurable disease, a deadly and a fatal disease. Now you know you have to leave this world, everything around you. Is it easy? No. You suffer. Same goes with the gods. They suffer. Okay? That is the thing. So, Venerable Narada says, if someone is liable to sickness, should not get sick. You cannot have it. Okay? And then, someone liable to death should not die. No one can have it. Okay? Someone liable to ending should not end. Our life ends. Okay? There's an end to our life. That is what makes our life meaningful. Remember it. Okay? You have to remember that. Death is what makes our life meaningful. Okay? Without death, life is not, there is no meaning to our life. Okay? There is no meaning in life. Why? Let's say you're immortal. You live forever. What will happen? Now you have to go through every tough time, right? These tough times, difficulties, every single day, forever. You have to get up in the morning every single day. Okay? You have to cook every single day. Is it easy? No. It is difficult. Death makes our life meaningful. That is why people say that before my death, I have to try hard to sometimes be rich. Okay? To be rich. Sometimes in a spiritual way, to meditate, to practice meditation, to be good at meditation, to have a good life, to have a good ethical and moral life before the death. Death adds the meaning to our life. Okay? So, you cannot have, although we don't like to die, we have to die. One thing that I have thought is that people like to be born in heaven, okay? But they are afraid to die, aren't they? You like to be born in heaven, but you're afraid of death. But you have to go through death and die to go to heaven. That's the thing. And then, Venerable Ananda says that someone liable to perishing should not perish. Okay, no one can have it. So this is the truth in our life. Once you think about it, once you get ready to face it, you get strong. Okay? You will never lose your mind and you will not go insane in the face of this grief and sorrow. Okay? Venerable Narada says, an unlearned and ordinary person, let's say there's an ordinary person, a normal person, has someone liable to old age. Now he has people that are liable to old age. He is also liable to old age, and the people around that person also liable to old age. What happens? But they don't reflect on old age. They don't like to think that they are getting old. They don't like that they don't like to think about that they are getting sick. Okay? They don't like to think about that they are going to die one day. Okay? So they don't reflect about it. How they are not reflecting? It is not just me who has someone liable to old age and who grows old. Okay, I am not the only person that I'm growing old. Okay, I'm not the only person that getting old. Every single being on this earth, they are getting old. Every single living being, they are getting sick. Every single living being, they are going to die one day. This is the truth. When you look at the people around you, think they are going to die one day. They are not going to be with me forever. Now, what do you think about it? Is it negative? But thinking, no, it is not negative. If you know that they are going to die one day, they are not going to be with you forever. There's a limited time where there's a very little time with you. You can treat them well. You can be kind to them. Why? Because you know you have a little time. Okay, you can be a good person to them. Let's say you can be a good wife to your husband because you know that you're not going to be with them forever. People regret most of the time. They regret about the things that they could not do because they passed away. But if you treat well, because you know that they are not going to be with you forever, then you can treat well. And then there will be no regret with you, because you can think, I helped him and I did my best when he was alive. Okay, there's no regret. That comes when you think about what? These realities, these truths. Remember that. Okay. So then Venerable Narada says, everyone is liable to old age. It is not only for me. It is not only for this person. It is for everyone. Okay. So if something is common, and if something is, if this happened to everyone, then there's nothing to worry about it. Why? Everyone has to go through it. Okay. Then he needs to think that if I sorrow and if I grieve about something that already it is happening, and it is if I grieve about something common to everyone, okay, when I grieve, okay, when I stay in this sorrow, okay, I will lose my appetite. That is what Venerable Narada says. I will lose my appetite. People don't eat, right, when they are going through sorrow, don't they? They just go inside the rooms and lock them up and just stay on the bed and cry until the pillow get wet. They don't eat. But that's a reality. One day you have to face it. Okay? So, Venerable Narada says, don't lose your appetite just because of the reality. Okay? Think about it. If I become sorrow, now there's nothing that I cannot take him back. Can you? No. Okay? You cannot rise from the dead, right? People cannot rise from the dead, although we grieve. So that's not the thing to do. I will lose my appetite. I will lose my appearance, you know. I will not be able to do my work, my day-to-day work. Okay? I will lose my mind. I will go insane. And in the same time, my enemies will be happy about me. If they see me crying and grieving, my enemies, people who don't like me, they will be happy. Now this is said to the king because kings have more enemies than us. Okay, this is taught to a king. Okay, so Venerable Narada says, no, your enemies, other kings, will be happy when when they see you grieve. Don't do that. This is a reality. You cannot stop it. Okay. When Venerable Narada gave this advice to King Munda, the arrow of sorrow was removed, because he realized that this is common to everyone. When you're going through a problem, you feel that you're the only person who is facing this problem in this world. Okay? Don't you? Yes. But the same problem is with everyone. Okay? There are thousands and millions of people who are going through the same problem, same as you. Okay, the whole living beings. Okay, all living beings have similar kinds of problem, right? What are the problems? The problem to survive. Okay, problem of hunger, problem of diseases. Okay, problem of old age, problem of death, problem of losing loved ones. Okay, then problem of not having what you like. So these are the common problems that everyone go through. Everyone. Maybe the form that it comes is different, but deep down it is same. Okay, so when we understand this common reality, common truth, we can make our mind strong to face it. Okay, so understand, when you lose your loved ones, understand that is common for everyone, even for me and for everyone. Okay, when you get ready for that, you will face, in the future, you will face that reality with a strong mind, because you have gotten ready today. Every single day, wake up in the morning and think, I'm going to die one day. I am mortal. Okay, I am mortal. I'm not going to live here forever. Okay, I have a small time. So in this small time, I have to live in the correct way. Okay, it's not about how long you live. Remember, we cannot know how long we live. It's not about how long we live. It is about how we live. Remember. So that is why when you, one day, I know we all have to get struck with this arrow. Okay, when you get struck with this arrow, remember the Buddha's advice. Okay, remember this advice from Dhamma. Okay, this is common for everyone. This is the reality, and no one can stop it. Okay, so keep this valuable advice in your mind and try to make your mind a strong mind to face the realities in this world. Namo Buddhaya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now it's the time to share the merits. First of all, today this Dhamma sermon is sponsored by Mrs. Nelum Shirani Veerasinghe and Samanali, John, Sonali, Matthews, Sebastian, and Lalana from Melbourne, Australia. First of all, let's share the merits with all the gods who protect the Gautam Buddha's dispensation. May all the gods rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy. May they protect all the family members of the sponsoring family. May all the gods rejoice in this merit, and may they be able to realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share the merits with our Pinat Kalyan Mitra, Pinat Loku Swamin Vahansa. May Loku Swamin Vahansa rejoice in this merit, and may he be well and happy. May he live long, may he live a happy life, and may he be able to realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share the merits with the departed relatives, especially let's share the merits with late Mrs. Barbara Jayasena and the departed relatives Thelma Pereira and Sepala Kalatuava. And let's share the merits with all the departed relatives of all of us. May all the departed relatives rejoice in this merit, and may they be escape from the sansara as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share the merits with sponsoring family. Especially let's share the merits with Mrs. Nelum Shirani Veerasinghe, Samanali, John, Sonali, Matthews, Sebastian, and Lalana. May all of them rejoice in this merit, and may they be well and happy. May they live long, may they live a happy life, and may they be able to realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautam Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And let's share the merits with all the monks and the nuns of Mahamuna monasteries, and with all of our teachers and relatives, and all the people who joined this Dhamma sermon, and all the people who listen to this Dhamma sermon. May all of you rejoice in this merit, and may you be well and happy. May you live long, may you live a happy life, and may all of you be able to realize Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, Thiruvon Saranai.
දැන් අපගේ පින්වත් ස්වාමින් වහන්සේට පරිස්කාර පූජා කරන මොහොත.
නමෝ බුද්ධාය 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 නමෝ බුද්ධාය.
උතුම් සදහම් දේශනය අපට පැහැදිලි කර දෙන්න යෙදුණු අපේ පින්වත් ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේට අප පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා කරනවා. පින්වත් ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ නිදුකින් උතුම් ධර්මාවබෝධය ලබත්වා. සාදු සාදු සාදු. ඉතින් අපි ඔබට ආරාධනා කරනවා 071 232 88 87 අමතලා මේ වගේම උතුම් සදහම් දේශනාව වෙනුවෙන් දායකත්වයේ දරන්නට ඔබට පුළුවන්. නැවතත් ස්වාක්කාත සදහම් දේශනාවේ මුණ ගැහෙමු. තෙරුවන් සරණයි ඔබට.